Well, Bob Bartkewich, wearing his Edmonton Oilers jersey, is a fan of not only Colby Cave, but the Cave families. You've been lifelong friends with his father, Al, and you were, Bob, someone sort of who initiated the idea of lining up on the highway to welcome the Cave family back to North Battleford. How did the idea come about?
It started with one of the guys at group chat on our old timers hockey team. He wanted to do something for the family, and we said, well, let's just go hang out at the road and wave at them as they go by. And they said, you know, it's too cold for that. Why don't we park in our vehicles and just kind of give them a quick salute? So that's how it started. And then just through social media, it just took off. Next thing you know, businesses wanted to be involved, and as it turned out, there was probably close to 2,000 vehicles and people parked along the road. So yeah, it was crazy.
What was it like to have so many people, so many cars show up? And I guess, does that tell us something about Colby, his father Al, his mom Jennifer, his sister Taylor, and I believe Taylor's boyfriend Josh was also in the vehicle as they drove home?
That's true. Just goes to show you that they're pillars in this small town, and they were just loved. You know, fourth generation family, and just well liked, well respected, and it just goes a long ways to show what they and Colby meant to this town.
When you look at the reaction from not only the people that showed up, but the people that you were there to welcome home, that being the Cave family, could you see them? Could you get an idea of what they were kind of seeing as they made their way back to North Battleford?
It was stressful. Everybody was getting cold. We were texting back and forth, and they finally showed up, and the windows were rolled down, and tears were in the eyes of everybody, and it was tough, very tough.
Is this something that you passed by the Cave family just to make sure that they were okay with this incredible gesture to welcome them home?
I did mention it to Taylor, who then got a hold of Al and Jen, and they okayed it, but I don't think they thought it was going to be this big. So,
is that something that surprised you? The amount of people that showed up from something that was likely going to be just small, turned into thousands because of the Cave family?
absolutely. The fire truck's taking them all the way to their place, and they're about 27 miles from my place. Just wall to wall people. We had only wanted people to park on one side of the highway, but people were parking on both sides, and yeah, it was blown out of proportion, but I guess it was a good thing.
Now, how long have you known Al, Colby's father?
I went to kindergarten with him, and we both turned 50 this year, so quite a few years ago.
Did you have a chance to, if not speak, communicate with him since all this happened? And if so, what was your sense of just how they were trying to deal with this tragic happening to their son?
I I got a phone call from Al Tuesday, and they were on their way to Saskatoon to the airport, and that was a very tough call. He had told me what had happened, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't know much about it, and then I didn't talk to him for a couple days. I stayed in touch with Taylor or Taylor's grandma because I didn't want to bug Al and Jen. And then I got the phone call Saturday morning at 2:15, 2:30 that Colby had passed, and that was a very tough call.
Can you give us an idea of what Colby meant to you, that area, and as we're finding to so many people in the hockey world?
Colby was just a great kid. Like, he meant a lot to a lot of people because he was a product of North Balfour. He started with the minor hockey system, played with the Triple A's, played a few games with the North Stars, and then he moved at an early age to Swift Current, and we got to watch his career blossom. And for him to make it to the NHL, everybody in town was just proud of him. And it's not just his hockey that we like. The kid was awesome off the ice. You know, he always made people around him better. If you were feeling blue, Colby was with that big smile of his, that red hair flowing at you. He always made you happy to be around him. He was just an excitable kid. I know my kids looked up to him, and everybody on our old timers hockey team always talked about him. You know, they couldn't wait for the father-son game so that Colby could be there, you know. And he was the type of guy that if he met you once, he would go out of his way to come shake your hand and stuff like that. You know, it wasn't just his on ice stuff that we knew Colby, we knew him off the ice. His dad said he can't pound nails fencing that good, so maybe hockey should have been a better career for him. But he was definitely a well-liked kid. And his sister Taylor's just a role model too. She's a great lady as well.
Well, listen, Colby, with that red hair and that big smile, is looking down, and his way of thanking you for welcoming his family home after a difficult time. Bob, thank you very much, and God bless you for doing that, and for all of you that are doing that.
Well, thanks for having me. Hope to see you in Edmonton or maybe in Saskatoon. We can get a game in Colby's honor. Maybe you can look after that for me.
Great idea.